The bucket hits the floor with a deafening crash. Water explodes across marble, and standing there, dripping in $1,000 fabric, is the one man Lina Morayo cannot afford to anger. His eyes meet hers. The lobby goes silent. This is the moment everything changes. Lina's hands won't stop shaking as she stares at the disaster spreading across the Royal Meridian Hotel's lobby floor. The cleaning bucket lies on its side, water pooling around the Italian leather shoes of Zayn al-Karim, the software billionaire whose face has graced more magazine covers than she's had hot meals this month. His tailored gray suit, the kind that costs more than her yearly rent, is soaked from waist to knee. "I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry." The words tumble out of Lina's mouth before she can think. She drops to her knees, grabbing towels from her cart, her vision blurring with panic. This job is all she has. Without it, Toby doesn't get his medication. Without it, they lose the apartment. Zayn stands perfectly still, his jaw tight, his dark eyes fixed on her with an expression she can't read. Around them, hotel guests have stopped mid-stride. Staff members hover at a distance, watching, waiting. The air feels thick with judgment. "Do you have any idea?" Zayn says quietly, his voice controlled in a way that makes it worse. "What you've just done?" Lina's throat closes. She keeps wiping uselessly at his shoes, at the floor, anywhere, her movements frantic and uncoordinated. "Stand up," he says. She does, slowly, keeping her eyes down. Her uniform feels too tight. Her face burns with humiliation. Zayn looks at her for a long moment. Then he turns and walks toward the elevators without another word. The watching crowd disperses, whispers trailing in his wake. Lina stands alone in the puddle, her cart beside her, feeling smaller than she's ever felt in her life. The assistant manager appears at her elbow within seconds. "My office. Now." If you're already hooked, hit that subscribe button, because this story is about to take turns you won't see coming. Trust me, you don't want to miss what happens next. The reprimand is sharp and quick. Lina is docked 2 days' pay but keeps her job by a thread. As she leaves the manager's office, her co-worker Kioma pulls her aside in the hallway. "Girl, do you know who that was?" "I know," Lina whispers, exhausted. "That's Zayn al-Karim, from Abu Raya. He owns half the tech companies in 3 countries, and you just baptized him with mop water." Lina closes her eyes. "Please stop talking. I'm just saying, you're lucky you're still here." Luck. That's what everyone keeps calling it. Lina doesn't feel lucky. She feels like she's drowning. That night, she returns to the cramped 2-room apartment she shares with her younger brother. Toby is asleep on the couch, his breathing shallow, a medical alert bracelet loose around his thin wrist. She sits beside him and counts the money in her envelope. After the docking, it's not enough. It's never enough. She thinks about Zayn's face, the coldness in it, the control. People like him don't understand what it's like to choose between medicine and rent. To them, money is abstract. To her, it's survival. She falls asleep sitting up, her head against the wall, dreaming of a life where buckets don't spill and mistakes don't cost everything. The next morning, Lina is assigned to the executive floors, the ones reserved for guests who pay more per night than she makes in 2 months. She pushes her cart down the silent, carpeted hallway, her body aching from exhaustion. She didn't sleep well. She never does. She stops in front of Sky Suite 1709. The door is slightly ajar, the privacy sign absent. According to the system, the guest is out. She knocks twice, waits, then enters. The suite is breathtaking. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook Harborview City's glittering skyline. The furniture is sleek, modern, untouched. The bed is enormous, draped in linen so white and soft they look like clouds. Lena begins her routine, working mechanically. Dust. Wipe. Straighten. Her eyes feel heavy. She didn't eat breakfast. Couldn't afford to after yesterday's docking. The room is so quiet. So calm. The bed looks so inviting. Just for a moment, she thinks. Just to close my eyes. She sits on the edge of the bed, then lies back, just for a second, sinking into softness she's never felt before. Her body releases tension she didn't know she was holding. The exhaustion pulls her under like a wave. She's asleep before she can stop herself. She doesn't hear the door open, doesn't hear the footsteps, doesn't hear anything until a voice, cold and sharp, slices through her unconsciousness. "What the hell are you doing in my bed?" Lena's eyes snap open. She bolts upright, disoriented, her heart slamming against her ribs. Standing at the foot of the bed, arms crossed, expression thunderous, is Zayn al-Karim. Oh God, I'm sorry, She scrambles off the bed, nearly tripping over her own feet. "You're the same woman from yesterday." His voice is deadly calm. "The one who destroyed my suit. And now you're sleeping in my bed." "I didn't mean to, I swear. I was cleaning. And I sat down for just a second. I didn't think. Clearly." He steps closer, his presence overwhelming in the space between them. "Do you make a habit of this? Is this some kind of game?" "No." Her voice cracks. "Please, I need this job. I have a brother. He's sick. I can't lose this job. Please don't report me. I'll do anything." "Anything?" His eyebrow arches. "I didn't mean." She stops, flustered, her words tangling. "I just meant, please, I'm begging you. Don't get me fired. It was a mistake. I'm just so tired. I haven't been sleeping. And the bed was just there, and get out." She freezes. "Get out of my suite," he repeats, his tone flat. "Now." Lena grabs her cart and flees, her face burning, tears threatening to spill. She doesn't look back. She can feel his eyes on her until the door closes behind her. She spends the rest of her shift in a fog of dread, waiting for security to escort her out, waiting for the termination notice. But it never comes. By the end of the day, there's been no word from management, no complaint filed. Nothing. It doesn't make sense. Men like Zayn don't show mercy. They don't let things slide. So why did he let her go? That night, Lena sits with Toby while he takes his medication. He's 14 but looks younger, his frame fragile from years of illness. He's the reason she works herself to the bone, the reason she can't quit, can't rest, can't fail. "You okay?" Toby asks, noticing her silence. "Yeah," she lies. "Just tired." "You're always tired, Lena." She forces a smile. That's what big sisters do. But later, alone in the dark, she thinks about Zayn's face. The anger. Yes, but something else too. Something she couldn't name. He could have destroyed her with one phone call. But he didn't. Why? 3 days pass. Lena avoids the executive floors, hoping distance will erase the memory. But on the 4th day, a request comes through the staff system. Suite 1709, room service delivery. The guest has requested her by name. Her stomach drops. Kioma sees the look on her face. "What's wrong?" "He asked for me." "Who?" "Him. The billionaire. Zayn al-Karim." Kioma's eyes widen. "Girl, what did you do?" "I don't know." Lena's voice rises. "I don't know what he wants." "Then you better go find out." Lena's hands tremble as she pushes the service cart down the hallway. She knocks on the door of Suite 1709, her pulse racing. "Come in." She enters slowly. Zayn is sitting by the window, a laptop open on the table beside him. He doesn't look up immediately. "Leave it on the table," he says. She does, moving carefully, ready to bolt. "Wait." She freezes. He closes the laptop and turns to face her. In the daylight, he looks different, tired, human. Sit down, he says, gesturing to the chair across from him. I'd rather stand, sir. It wasn't a request. She sits, perched on the edge of the chair, every muscle tense. Zane studies her for a moment. What's your name? Lena. Lena Morayo. How long have you worked here, Lena? 2 years? And before that? She hesitates. I was in school, studying to be a healthcare worker, but I had to stop. Why? Family reasons. He nods slowly. The brother you mentioned. The sick one. She's surprised he remembers. Yes. What does he have? A chronic autoimmune condition. It's manageable, but expensive. And you're managing it alone? Our parents passed when I was 19. There's no one else. The silence stretches. Zane leans back in his chair, his expression unreadable. I didn't report you, he says finally. I know. Thank you. I should have. Anyone else would have. I know that too. So why do you think I didn't? Lena meets his eyes for the first time. I don't know. Maybe you felt sorry for me. I don't do pity, he says flatly. Then I really don't know. He reaches into his jacket and pulls out an envelope. He slides it across the table toward her. What's this? She asks. Open it. She does. Inside is a stack of bills, more money than she's seen in months. Her breath catches. I can't take this. Yes, you can. It's too much. I didn't do anything to earn it. Consider it payment for enduring my bad mood the other day. That's not how this works. She pushes the envelope back toward him, even though every fiber of her being is screaming to take it. I don't need charity. It's not charity. It's a tip. A tip for what? Falling asleep in your bed? A ghost of a smile touches his lips. It's gone almost instantly. For being honest, that's rare in my world. She stares at him, searching for the trap. Why are you being kind to me? I'm not kind, he says. Ask anyone. Then what is this? He doesn't answer. Instead, he stands, signaling the conversation is over. Take the money, Lena. Use it for your brother. She stands, too, clutching the envelope. I'll pay you back. Don't insult me. She leaves, her mind spinning, unable to make sense of what just happened. Over the next 2 weeks, something strange unfolds. Zane continues to request Lena for small tasks, room service, extra towels, questions about the city. Each interaction is brief, but charged with something she can't name. He asks about her life, her dreams, what she would do if money weren't an issue. She asks him questions too, carefully at first, then bolder. Why does he travel so much? Does he ever get tired? What does he do when he's not working? I'm always working, he says one afternoon. That sounds lonely. He looks at her sharply. It's efficient. Efficiency isn't the same as living. He doesn't respond, but something shifts in his expression. One evening, he makes an unusual request. Show me your neighborhood. She laughs, thinking he's joking. You don't want to see where I live. I wouldn't have asked if I didn't. Why? Because I want to understand. Understand what? You. She takes him, against her better judgment. He dresses down, tries to blend in, but wealth has a way of showing. Still, he walks beside her through the cramped streets, past the fruit vendors and corner shops, and he doesn't flinch, doesn't judge. They reach her building. She hesitates at the door. You don't have to come up, she says. I'd like to, if that's okay. She lets him in. The apartment is small, barely furnished, but clean. Toby is doing homework at the kitchen table. He looks up, surprised. Toby, this is a friend from work, Zane. Zane extends his hand. Nice to meet you. Toby shakes it, confused but polite. You're the guy Lena keeps talking about? Lena's face flushes. I do not keep talking about... You do, Toby grins. She said you're annoyingly intense. Zane laughs. Actually laughs. It's the first time Lena's heard the sound, and it transforms his face completely. They spend an hour there. Zane listens as Toby talks about school, about his condition, about his dreams of becoming an engineer. He doesn't offer solutions or money. He just listens. And when they leave, he's quiet all the way back to the hotel. "Thank you," he says at the entrance. "For what?" "For letting me see." He disappears into the lobby, and Lena stands there, feeling like something irreversible has just occurred. Smash that like button if this story is hitting different. And drop a comment telling me if you think Lena should trust him, because what's coming next will test everything. The next day, Lena finds a small package outside her door. Inside is a delicate silver bracelet, simple and elegant. No note, but she knows who it's from. She wears it to work, hidden under her sleeve. That afternoon, everything falls apart. A woman arrives at the Royal Meridian Hotel, tall and regal, draped in designer everything. Madame Karima Al-Karim, Zane's mother. Lena sees her from across the lobby and feels a chill. Within an hour, Lena is summoned to a private lounge. Madame Karima sits like a queen on a throne, her gaze sharp and assessing. "Sit," she commands. Lena sits. "You're the cleaner my son has been wasting his time on." It's not a question. "I don't know what you mean," Lena says carefully. "Don't play stupid. It's beneath you." Madame Karima slides an envelope across the table. "That's $50,000. Take it and disappear from his life." Lena doesn't touch it. "I'm not for sale. Everyone has a price. Not me." Madame Karima's eyes narrow. "You think this is love? You think he'll choose you over his family, his legacy, his entire world? You're a distraction, girl, a momentary curiosity. He'll tire of you, and you'll be left with nothing." "Maybe," Lena says quietly, "but at least I'll have my dignity." "Dignity doesn't pay bills. Neither does shame." The older woman stands, fury barely contained. "You're making a mistake." "That's my right." Lena walks out, leaving the envelope untouched. That night, she quits her job. She sends Zane a simple message through the hotel system. "I can't do this. I'm sorry. Take care of yourself." Then she disappears. Zane searches everywhere. He calls. He visits her apartment. But Lena is gone, and she's made sure he can't find her. Days turn into weeks. He stops sleeping. His work suffers. His mother is satisfied, believing she's won. But Zane feels like he's lost something essential, something he didn't know he needed until it was gone. He realizes, too late, that silence was cowardice, that protection meant nothing if it came with invisibility. He loved her. He loves her. And he never said it out loud. It takes a private investigator 3 weeks to find her. She's teaching evening literacy classes to young girls in a community center across the city. When Zane walks in, she's in the middle of a lesson, her face animated, her voice strong. She sees him, freezes. The class ends. The girls file out. They're alone. "You shouldn't be here," Lena says. "I know. Your mother. I don't care what my mother thinks. Zane, I'm sorry." The words come out raw. "I'm sorry I let you disappear. I'm sorry I made you feel like you had to hide. I was afraid of what choosing you would mean, and that fear made me a coward." "You're not a coward," she says softly. "You're just used to control, and I can't be controlled. I don't want to control you. I just want to be with you." "As what?" "Your secret. As my equal." She laughs bitterly. "We're not equals, Zane. Look at our lives. Money doesn't make me better than you. It just makes me richer. There's a difference. Your world will never accept me. Then we'll build a different world." She searches his face, looking for the lie, but she doesn't find it. "I'm scared," she whispers. Me too. What if this doesn't work? What if it does? She steps closer. He reaches for her hand, the one wearing the bracelet. Their fingers intertwine. We do this together, she says. Or not at all. No hiding. No shame. Together, he agrees. The charity gala at the Royal Meridian Hotel is the event of the season. Everyone who's anyone is there, draped in jewels and expectations. Zane arrives with Lena beside him, her hand in his, her head high. The whispers start immediately. Cameras flash. His mother watches from across the room, her expression unreadable. Zane takes the microphone during the speeches. I want to introduce someone, he says, his voice steady. This is Lena Morayo. She's a literacy educator working with underserved girls in Harborview City. She's brilliant, resilient, and she's taught me more about strength than anyone I've ever met. Applause ripples through the room, uncertain at first, then genuine. Lena squeezes his hand. He squeezes back. Later, as they leave together, walking past the lobby where it all began, Lena looks up at him. Do you regret it? She asks. Regret what? Choosing me. He stops walking, cups her face in his hands. Choosing you is the only thing I've done right in years. She kisses him then, in front of everyone, and it feels like freedom. Madame Karima watches from the window above, her jaw tight, but she says nothing. She's lost this battle, and she knows it. Months later, Lena stands in front of her own literacy center, a dream funded by a grant she earned and a partnership with Zane's foundation. Toby is healthier, enrolled in a better school, thriving, and Zane is beside her, not as her savior, but as her partner. They're not perfect. They argue about money, about boundaries, about how to navigate a world that still judges them. But they face it together, with honesty and respect, and that makes all the difference. Before you go, do me a favor. Subscribe so you don't miss more stories like this. Drop a comment about what moment hit you hardest, and smash that like button because this story deserves to be shared. Let's build a community that believes in real love over easy endings. Because in the end, love didn't change who they were. It revealed who they'd always been. Two people brave enough to choose each other, even when the world said they shouldn't. And sometimes, that's the most revolutionary act of all.